Storytelling is a powerful way for composers to express complex human experiences and reflect the culture, the personal lives of individuals. Through storytelling, composers give voice to the individuals whose experience might otherwise remain unheard and unknown. One of the most important themes storytelling can capture is displacement, especially in the context of war and conflict. Refugees, individuals have been forced to flee and leave their homes and their lives behind, often have stories of survival, resilience, and loss. I chose two stories that use storytelling to explore the lives of the refugees. The first one is the documentary of Go Back Where You Came From. The second one is the memoir of the girl from Aleppo. This video will explore how both composers use storytelling to convey the refugee experience. We will gain a deeper understanding how storytelling can humanize a refugee experience. Storytelling is a powerful way for composers to express complex human experiences and reflect the culture, the personal lives of individuals. Through storytelling, composers give voice to the individuals whose experience might otherwise remain unheard and unknown. One of the most important themes storytelling can capture is displacement, especially in the context of war and conflict. Refugees, individuals have been forced to flee and leave their homes and their lives behind, often have stories of survival, resilience, and loss. I chose two stories that use storytelling to explore the lives of the refugees. The first one is the documentary of Go Back Where You Came From. The second one is the memoir of the girl from Aleppo. This video will explore how both composers use storytelling to convey the refugee experience. We will gain a deeper understanding how storytelling can humanize a refugee experience. In Go Back Where You Came From, the documentary follows 6 Australians who travel to refugee camps around the world. The heart of the film is the personal stories of the refugees they meet in these camps. One story that took a special place in my heart was the Jassim family from Iraq. Abdul, the father, he speaks about the loss of his house and the trauma his family experienced as a result of the Iraqi war. His story is extremely raw, and the pain is visible in his voice. As he reflects the hardships his family faced after fleeing Iraq and seeking refuge in Jordan. Abdul's story makes the refugee experience more relatable and humanizes the crisis, reminding us viewers that refugees are not just faceless and soulless people. Us refugees are real people and families. We have dreams and deep emotional scars. In The Girl from Aleppo, Najim Mustafa's personal story provides a closer look, a first-person point of view of her experience as a young girl with cerebral palsy, fleeing from the violence of the Syrian civil war. Najim's memoir centers on the journey from Aleppo to Europe, recounting the emotional and the physical toll of being a refugee while managing her disability. Through Najim's personal POV, the reader is able to understand the hardships and the displacement of war, and how it affects not just the body, but the mind and the spirit. By using first-person narrative, Najim's story feels more authentic and deeply personal, making the reader feel like they were with her and experienced what she experienced. Both composers use emotion to engage with the audience. In Go Back Where You Came From, we can see emotions in Abdul's eyes. Yes, his eyes. We can see the pain. When Abdul was talking about how his children's once were carefree and joyful are now filled with tears, fear and anxiety due to the violence they witnessed in Iraq. The documentary also uses close-up shots of the refugees and their facial expressions to capture the pain, hope, and the resilience they carried with them, which allows us, the viewers, to connect with the story and feel their pain. We can see emotion in Najeen's memoir when she talks about her life in Syria before the war and the trauma of leaving everything behind. Her description of the family's life in Aleppo, full of warmth, love and affection, making the reader feel the weight of a loss. For example, when Najeen was also talking about how she travelled for months with very little food and a lot of pain, which will make us viewers feel closer to her and also feel her pain that she went through. One thing that I noticed in both Go Back Where You Came From and The Girl from Aleppo was hope. A hope and resilience that never dies. We can see it in their faces, in their eyes. We can see hope. Even the Australians said they felt the hope in them. The hope for a better future. The hope for happiness. And Go Back Where You Came From, Abdul's story and the stories of the other refugees in the documentary highlight the ways in which the individuals continue to hold onto hope despite their circumstances. We can see Abdul, how he speaks about the desire to provide a better future for his children. We can see Abdul crying, begging for help, even though he has no clear path. His resilience is a powerful reminder for us. Even in the face of hardships and pain, hope is the driving force that keeps refugees moving forward. In The Girl from Aleppo, we can see in Najeen's journey, she was only fueled by hope, even in the darkest moments, despite the physical pain and the trauma she faced. She remains determined to reach a safer place and to start a new life. That's the only thing that drives us refugees forward and keeps us resilient, is hope for a better future and a better life. Through storytelling, the composer invites the audience to empathize with the refugees and understand their struggles and reflect on their resilience and show their hope for a better future.
والله يا وطننا جنة 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 والله